Zach Martin is retiring, and with him goes one of the most decorated Cowboys in NFL history. 8-time Pro Bowler, 8-time All-Pro. The guy was the model of consistency, and I will say he was one of the main reasons I became an offensive line savant, and especially studying the offensive line the way I do. The guy, when you talk about offensive guards in the history of the NFL, the first name that comes up in my mind is Zach Martin. And over those years, and I just hate that it's another Cowboys player that we wasted their prime. And it's the end of an era. With him goes Travis Frederick, Tyron Smith, and now Zach Martin. Cowboys fans, we had all three of those guys on our team, guys who were consistently all-pro, first team all-pro, meaning they were the best in their position, and we have nothing to show for it. That is the most hardening stat, or heartbreaking stat, coming from this, now from that, he leaves a giant crater hole in this offensive line, and it's the hole I've been trying to let the entire Cowboys Nation know of, this hole. But I understand we have other needs in this position. We are deprived at other positions that we have never gotten before, but that still doesn't change the fact that this position groups gets priority, and when it's needing some attention, you give it all the attention it needs. With Zach Martin gone, now your right guard is completely compromised. I know people is going to say, what about Brock Hoffman, Lou? What about Asim Richards, Lou? Nathan Thomas, Lou? Let's get ready. I just want to, come closer, please. I just want to let everyone know, offensive line is not a plug and play position. Offensive line is not a patchwork position. Please, please, please stop with the short band-aid quick fixes for a crucial position group of your football team. And then please stop with the excuses saying, oh, well, the Eagles got a 7th round player. You don't need first rounders on all the offensive line. See, that's the thing I hate. Y'all are meeting an extreme with an extreme. I'm not saying that you need first round talent, but I do say you need to prioritize these guys. You can have your weapons in the first round, but I'm just saying this. In the second round and that third round, this NFL draft, you need to consider offensive line in particular, especially offensive guard, because now we got a troublesome rookie, Tyler Guyton, coming back. You can say with the coaching coming in, it's going to be a change, it's going to be a different Tyler Guyton. The proof still remains what I saw. It's what you've done for me lately. When I look at me as an offensive line savant, I value what you've done for these past couple of years. These are the facts. Last year, even though you don't respect that coach that we just had, that coach was hesitant to play Tyler Guyton at the end of the year, and Tyler Guyton was competing with a undrafted guy, a guy that they don't even know what position he plays, in Asim Richards. And I know that because in preseason he'd be at guard, and now at tackle they play him at left tackle for one game, and then you don't see him for the rest of the year. And then he's competing with a guy who's also hurt in Chuma Edoga. That's not what I expect from my first round talent. And yes, we spent a first round talent on him. Guess what? Like, you reached. I don't know what to tell y'all this. Like, just because we spent the first rounder on him doesn't mean we have to play him. We're playing. That's the mindset of the Joneses. Just because we picked them, we got to play them. That's what's hurting this football team at the moment. That's not the case, okay? And also, the Eagles had something similar. People love to bring up their offensive line and how they got Jordan Mailata in the 7th round. He's a rugby player. Well, they forget to talk about how they had a guy in Savaidenheim, the tackle from TCU a couple of years back, who was a first-round tackle for a long time. And I know this because when I was a recruit at TCU, dude gave me his gloves. I remember that name. The kid ended up not panning out with Philly, and Philly had no regards on moving off the kid early enough once they got a full evaluation on the kid. And you know what? Then it was time to pivot, and they have probably the best offensive line coach who has the best offensive line development program in the entire league, and now that's how you get a Jordan Mailata. We love to pick out the top end and never wants to pick in what's really happening, because I understand it. We're hungry and we're starving for talents at the weapon position. I understand that. But guess what? You need to eat your vegetables first. Your calcium is low. You need to eat your vegetables first. I'm telling you, at this offensive line position. So now what we got? Tyler Guyton at the left tackle. Okay. Rookie, sophomore now. Let's see if he's better. Hopefully he's better, but I just keep an eye on that. I want to kick him to right because I just value the left. The left tackle is the most prime position of the league. We don't have time for a baby, development. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can develop, but that position, you're going to get tested every week, and they're going to be gunning for your soul. And if you can't handle that, let's move you to right and let you compete and let you sit behind a veteran, which you should have been doing this past year. We let Tyron Smith go. I digress. Your left guard, solid, all pro. Your center, solid. Okay, future all pro, and Cooper Beebe. Your right tackle and Terrence Steele. Okay, the guy had a bad year and he's getting older and he was an undrafted free agent. I'm just saying, is he truly the next? Is he the long-term option? Is he even the short-term option? I just know he's the option for this year because we don't have enough picks and everything like that. And now your right guard position. Everyone wants to stick Brock Hoffman and just say we're good. Or TJ Bass for good. Let me remind y'all what happened and why this is not plug and play. Offensive line. You need starting caliber level players on your football team. Starting caliber means they can play all 17 games with no issue. What we seen from Brock Hoffman was a small sample size. I understand you take the task in front of you, but I'm just pointing out the facts. We still have not seen him through a 17 game sample size, and even in those games that we did see, it wasn't no crazy movement. He was tripping over his feet and he was not getting movement. The double teams with him between Beebe and Smith and between Beebe and Hoffman were completely night and day. And I understand it. Like, you just think it was better, but I'm just telling you now, you got sugar eye because shout out to Zach Martin. He just looked that bad because he was that hurt. He was playing through that much pain. We cannot settle with that going into the new season. TJ Bass. I understand people are like, oh, we had TJ Bass been a swing guard for how many years now? And I understand he has not been able to play, but when he went out there, I remember in that Steelers game, yeah, he went out there, he was good for that first 2 or 3 series, and then Cam Hayward went over there, an older Cam Hayward, and he got in that ass. I'm letting you know right now, he got in that ass. And I just saw a TJ Bass that came in, was ready to play, and a TJ Bass at the end of the game look tired. Okay, so can he truly go for 17 games? I don't know that. We don't know. I mean, the workload, but everyone is just assuming that he can, and that's where I have my pushback. We cannot assume that these guys, just because we have them on our team and they've been working out for so long and everything like that, that they're the answer going into a 17 game sample size. That's where you lost me. You completely lost me as a savant, and you're just saying we'll be okay. Yeah, we got scheme now. I appreciate that, but guess what? Scheme can only do so much. At the end of the day, it becomes down to is the Jimmys and the Joes, my guys versus your guys, me moving you against your will, even when, because I'm sorry, there's only so many powers that our Clayton can finally call. There's only so many traps we can call. At one point, it's going to be mano a mano, and he's going to have to move a Dexter Lawrence against his will. Do you trust him? He's going to have to move a Jalen Carter against the will. Do you trust him? He's going to have to move. We already know that the Commanders, whatever Commanders defensive lineman they're going to get, do you trust them? These are the questions you have to ask yourself. It's been my time, Cowboys Nation. Shout out to Zach Martin. Great years. And I really, really, really hate it. We wasted another prime in a career. But we still them same old Cowboys. Until next time. Peace.